the customer of education has changed. And if your customer changes, you need to, as being a provider of services, you need to be able to change with them and, in a sense, change ahead of them. And in education, for years, it was you went to school to find the information. The data, the info was held at the school. And you went to the school, and a teacher would give you information at the front of the classroom, and then they would give you a book that would supplement what the teacher was giving you. Well, things have changed in the last 10, 15 years. Now with the advent of the internet, students have access to the information. So now we understand that they can get the information anytime, any place. As educators, we need to be the ones to help them understand how to use that information wisely, be able to apply it, and be able to create with it, and be able to express themselves with the data and in all the ways they have the ability to do that these days. The world is a very different place in the way that the technology now allows them to engage in information story and all that. So why is it that you want to do an experiential approach, why you want to do a simulation approach to teach, is because inside that simulation we can create that highly interactive world to let that learner go and experience that world the way it really is in the real world. And therefore we make it so much more interesting and so much more engaging. It plays out like a real-life video game. But it's done in a way that lets you understand how you work in the world, collaborate in the world, communicate in the world, and be in the world. In doing a simulation, you have the opportunity to have the learner engage in, in research and project management and in data collection and laying out the data and organizing data and thinking through process. Also, in simulation being project-based, you allow the learner to then take that information and be creative with it. And now they're going to produce a product with it. So not only are they getting to do that very logical approach then the processes, but you also let them do the very creative, the very left brain part of what we think about. And then when you think about it, in the real world, we need people that have both those kind of mindsets. What customers buy, what customers need is solutions to problems. And solutions to problems always end with someone creatively solving a problem for someone else. I think that's the trick is that you take any topic and by putting it into a career simulation, you make it more engaging, and you kill two birds with one stone. And so you're able to have that learner learn about career paths and see a potential career for them, but you also let them engage with the material, the knowledge you want them to learn. So in the case of personal finance, we have the learner engaging as a new hire, going undercover in a company to go and discover some embezzlement that's going on. And in doing that, we allow them to see how companies work, how things happen in the real world, and at the same time we make necessary and just in time that knowledge of personal finance so they can go and investigate for the crime and discover who's embezzling. Anything that, education is changing. We're not stopping the fact that education is changing. Education is changing. The clientele of education has changed. And I think going forward, brick and mortar schools and educators need to really be thinking about the concept of blended learning. Taking advantage of highly interactive technologies and putting them together with what that teacher can do, that facilitator can do, that is engage one-on-one with the learner. And by doing that, the teachers who do this find themselves more free to be the teachers they want to be able to give the time they need to the learners who are really struggling. Because in a blended learning environment, the technology can help push much of the content to the learner. And now that teacher gets to be working alongside the learners and helping them and lifting them up as they need. So I think, looking for ways to bring interactivity into the classroom, is something that every teacher needs to be thinking about, because that is really the essence of blended learning, and it's what that teacher can really offer, especially the students of today.